welcome back to Cooking with Black Girls. And today's episode, we're going to make a low-sodium brown stew chicken traditionally flavored dish. This is my granny's recipe, and I'm so excited to share it with you, family. I know you're gonna love it. It's super flavorful, yum, delicious. So stick around, and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, you guys, here is our main ingredients that we're gonna be using for our brown stew chicken recipe. We'll start from the back. Here is some allspice, better known as pimento seeds. Also, as I said once before, if you like to blend them, grind them up, you can. If you have small children and so they don't bite it, that's fine. This is black pepper. It's a manual, which is kind of cute. We have onion here, we have green pepper, we have our red peppers, we have our scallion, we have some oregano, some thyme, and some bay leaves here. Here's some browning, burnt sugar. We're not necessarily going to use all of this, but I just wanted you guys to see what it looks like. I use Blue Mountain, but you can use any particular brand you'd like to use. I don't really want to restrict you guys to any specific brand just because that's the brand that I use. There's a lot of things going on with customs and importations and things that are getting rejected at the border, so I don't want you guys to blame me for any product that you're getting from overseas because it's just too much. So moving along. Okay, so this is, what is this? Garlic powder. We have garlic powder here. We have some complete seasoning here, and I did add a little salt to it also. I will measure this out and give you guys the exact measurements. You always can go on our website for the full measurements and all the ingredients that are used here in writing, so you don't have to worry about pausing this or anything like that, because we make sure that we make the measurements exact. So even if you guys don't know what you're doing, if you stick to the recipe and all the measurements to be exact, you're gonna have a wonderful, flavorful dish. So mind you, this that we're doing here is all just to be used to season the meat, except for these. We're not going to put these on when we season the meat. I'll tell you why in a second. This is onion powder. Yes, this is onion powder. This is some paprika or paprika, whichever word you're comfortable with. I have some garlic, cloves, little piece of ginger, and some real deal. This is the real deal. This is Scotch bonnet pepper. It's spicy. We're not going to use both. Make sure that you strain off the chicken. I've strained this chicken off about 3 times since we cleaned it. Okay, so this is a scallion here. And you want to get these roots off. So you want to do away with these roots. A lot of people cut their scallion in many different ways. I don't really get too crazy about how fine it is. So I can just put this in here. There. I seriously always start off with the onions, but today I'm going to save the onions for last because I'm just not in the mood to start the waterworks. It's too early. Right in here. The ginger we're gonna use when we cook it down. So let's see. What's your poison? Yellow or green? What is your poison? Yellow or green? Let's do yellow. So we're not going to do away with our seasoning, even though we did start off with just 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon. That's just to pre-season our meat. So we're still going to need to add some more flavor to our pot when we're cooking it down. Okay, let me smell this because this is really potent. This doesn't have any seeds in it. No seeds. Yikes, it smells so good. You can see I haven't cut any seeds. I'm just not going to do it today. No seeds. This is just for flavor, people. I want you to be able to, you know, not be scared to go to the bathroom. Okay, so now we're going to rub up our chicken. So these are new gloves. Don't be vexed with me, people. I cannot get inside my fingernails dirty today. So at this point, you're more than welcome to let this marinate overnight. If you're not familiar with this dish, or if it's your first couple times making it, you shouldn't let it marinate overnight. Why not? It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to help. You can cover it up with a piece of foil paper, or you can just put a plate over it, real old-fashioned style, and let it sit overnight before you brown it. But because we're champion chefs over here, we're going to brown it right now. Stay tuned. So you move all of the red peppers and the onions and the allspice to one side and have the chicken on the other side, so it's easier to grab. So I did go ahead and put about 2 tablespoons of oil, cooking oil. Do not use coconut oil. You can use vegetable oils, canola oil. See a little bit of smoke coming, a little steam, so I want to get this in because oops, and there you go. I always start with the thin side first. The oil is really, really hot. At least it can brown this thing nice. So you want to use long tongs if you're not familiar with cooking with hot oil, so you're not too close up on the stove, and the thongs are long enough where you don't have to be too close to the stove. You can watch for any splash up, oil splash up. Sometimes the water from inside the chicken may allow the oil to splash up some, so you want to have enough room to back off. So we'll let that fry for a couple minutes. It's actually browning. We'll let it brown for a couple minutes, and then we'll turn it. We'll turn them. In about 4 minutes, I do have my fire on high because I don't feel like turning up the fire side all day. But if you're just starting off, leave it on medium high. That way you can take your time and decide how brown you want your chicken to be. I do like my brown chicken to be well browned. But that's, some people just like it lightly brown. I like it well brown. I like the way it tastes. You can smell the seasoning cooking up in the gravy, and then it doesn't take so long to cook after you're done. It won't take as long to cook. now, before you add the water in, you kind of just want to mix around everything just for a minute or two, just to kind of glaze the chicken with the seasoning. You want to go ahead and kind of just taste the gravy. As you can see, it's very flavorful. You can see the gravy has a lot of seasoning in there, but you're not going to get the full flavor of the pot until everything is cooked in. If you like your brown stew chicken a little darker than this, then you add some more browning, but I like mine this way. So now you can check, it's been 20 minutes. You can check your potatoes, almost ready, not 100%, but after it simmers for 10 minutes more, it will be ready. So now I put it, I did add almost the whole of the Scotch bonnet, all of the seeds and everything. I did go ahead and add that in just because I wanted to catch that hot flavor, because we don't have a lot of salt in the meal, so we still want to have some spice to it. So that's why I did that. But like I said, this is a low sodium brown stew chicken, and you really need to be conscious about how much salt your family is really intaking in each meal that you prepare every day. We don't really like a lot of salt here anymore. We did grow up not really thinking about it, but now that we're more conscious and now that we're more knowledgeable about the sodium intake, we cut back. You don't have to lose the flavor of the food, you really don't. But you do want to be cautious of how much you use. Some people just throw a whole bunch of salt in everything anyway, and I just think it's gross. I don't like excess of salt, and I don't like excess of sugar. I don't eat icing on cake. It's just not, I just like butter and sugar mixed up just makes me want to, you know, I don't like it. It's repulsive to me. But anyhow, like I said, this is just a short, sweet, traditional, my granny's recipe, brown stew chicken. I hope you love it. I hope you, like I said, enjoy it. It's low sodium. If you want to add more salt, try to add more salt before the pot is finished cooked so you can cook it off as much as possible. In any case, I know you love this recipe. Comment below. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time. Okay, this is a little, what is the word? Controversial. Would recommend that you marinate this overnight. You can cover it up with a piece of foil paper or elastic, or you can just put a plate over it, real old-fashioned style. Or you can just put a plate over it. That's a cover anyway. One of these over it and let it sit overnight. And cut your sweet potatoes. Ugh.